So the lunar nodes are finally shifting into Taurus and Scorpio. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the lunar node shifting into Taurus and Scorpio and what that has in store for us moving forward for the next year and a half. So when it comes to the North Node is all about us moving forward, our destiny, fate, karmic experiences that's supposed to move our soul forward. It's also known as the true North Star. It's, like I said, where we're headed, the direction we're supposed to be headed, and the energy that we have to work through in order to work through our karma in this lifetime and grow spiritually. Now, when it comes to our South Node is what we've perfected in a past life. It's the experience and qualities that just comes naturally to us. It's what we depend on. It's something that is overdeveloped that we have to now move out of and away from and leave parts of that behind. Of course, everything comes with balance, so we're not just totally leaving our South Node behind and just going into our North Node. We have to balance both out, because what our South Node have taught us and comes naturally to us and what we fall back on can help us move forward towards our North Node. It's also our comfort zone. So when it comes to Taurus, Taurus is focused on our sensory pleasures such as art, music, food, looking good, smelling good, working. Taurus is very self-reliant. They love to work really hard, but then play. And by play, they like to spend money to enjoy the luxuries of life. They're also focused on money being stable because they are earth sign. So they want whatever they're working towards to last a long time because they find comfort in the luxuries of life, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Venus is all about the pleasures of life. So it's also, love and all of that stuff too. So whatever Taurus invest their time in, they want it to be long term. They want it to be stable because they need that stability to keep moving forward. And, they're very, again, self-reliant, very independent. My South Node is in Taurus, and boy, do I struggle with getting out of my comfort zone, because that's what Taurus is all about, the comforts of life. So when it comes to the North and South Node shifting, now, as personally, I would say first that that's what we're going to really be focused on as a collective and in our personal life. Just enjoying ourselves more, being in quarantine, being cut off from each other or cut off from experiences. We're now going to be, investing in those again. For ourselves, it's going to be a time of self-care, of just looking after ourselves, making sure that we feel good inside and out. Because if we are just externally taking care of ourselves, things are not going to be as stable, because if those things are taken away, what do we have left? So we're all going to be focused on our inner security, feeling safe and secure within ourselves, and not so reliant, or trying not to be so reliant on our external. But everything, again, comes with balance. So when we feel good on the inside, it's going to radiate on the outside. So personally, we're going to be looking at our finances and investing in the pleasures of life that we find enjoyable, enjoying ourselves again. But as a collective and as the world, on a grand scheme, you know, in our governments and what we're going to be introduced to or interested in for the next year and a half is cryptocurrency and money and investing in businesses, like pop-up shops or individual artists, whatever that is, whether it's art, music, food. Cryptocurrencies, NFTs are still going to be in the media really big. You know, so many people are going to be investing in those things a lot more, because it's going to be more profitable to do that. We're also going to be seeing like property prices and constructive come up again, and people are going to be investing in homes and stores and all of those things since, you know, in the past year and a half, those during the pandemic, a lot of businesses had to close or have been short on staff and all of those things. So we're really going to be focused on rebuilding that back up and investing in those things again, in property development costs and all of those things. And we're really going to be appreciating all forms of art, like I've been saying a lot, all of those things. So like concerts and pop-up shops and all of those things where people are going to be creating their own storefronts for you to invest in their business, invest in their art. We're really going to be appreciating that now, because in the past it wasn't so important to be so artistic. But over the pandemic, people have been really getting creative, you know, being in the house so much. People have been starting little side jobs, side gigs. So now we're all going to be sharing that in person, face to face, more than online, and having, you know, like little online shops and stores. It's going to be more physical now, because Taurus is an earth sign, so it's going to be on a physical level, face to face. We're going to be enjoying that, and we're really going to be focused on consumerism, sustainability, being aware of climate change, environmental issues, plant-based cooking and dining. So much of that is really going to be coming to our media, coming to our neighborhoods and stuff like that, because again, Taurus is an earth sign, so we want to take care of the earth. Now it's going to be a focus on that so that we can have a more sustainable time here, and stable, because the way climate change is happening, you know, it puts a lot of people in danger, a lot of other species in danger. We're really going to be focused on, you know, building that back up. People are going to be becoming more interested in plants and farming their own food, or, you know, agriculture and all of those things. And remember, the North Node is going to be in Taurus. So this is what we're going to be moving towards for the next year and a half, and what we're going to be focused on a personal level and as a collective. So now when it comes to Scorpio, you know, Scorpio is all about shared resources, trust, coming together, power dynamics, privacy, fears, a lot of things, death, karma. When you think of karma, she's a Scorpio or a Capricorn. But for now, we're talking about Scorpio. So a lot of karmic things are going to be coming up. You know, toxicity. We're going to be seeing what's toxic to ourselves, what's toxic to the environment. All of those things are going to be coming up to the surface personally. You're going to be seeing, or you're going to be feeling and seeing things in your own life where, you know, things that don't benefit you anymore, things that are toxic to your health, toxic to your environment, toxic to everything, really. And we're going to be looking at, and we're going to be focused on that too as a collective. Scorpio is the god of the underworld, so we're really going to be seeing some really dark things come up, even within our government. But that's as like a collective, and that is as a grand scale. We can also anticipate a lessening of financial resources, such as like loans and credit cards and insurance policies, and any other way that we used to borrow money. Things are going to be changing and shifting in that way too, because again, Taurus is all focused about money and new ways of making money and new ways of making that stable. Scorpio is also about stagnant energy. We're also going to be seeing in our personal lives where we're stagnant, where we're holding on to things, holding on to fears and trust issues and paranoia. And because Scorpio is known to be like a detective, so we're going to be paranoid and diving deep into certain things. And with the South Node being in Scorpio, you know, these things are going to be coming up so we can let it go. Because remember, the South Node is all about things that we should be leaving behind and letting go of to make room and space to move forward into our North Node and the true North Star. So all of these things are going to be coming up, even, you know, including our habits, our emotions, and the way that we attach ourselves to things. You know, intimacy, sex is also going to be a big thing, you know, where we can change and shift. So as the grand scheme of it all, we're going to be seeing that in our government, and how maybe we're having a hard time maybe sharing some resources, because as we know, there's been some shortages when it comes to our resources such as food and money and all of that. And since it's been a lot of death for the past 2 years with COVID, we can be seeing some challenges within our government trying to assist us with, you know, death and insurance policies, and how we're going to go about finding the resources and money to handle these things, because it's such not a problem, but it's such a big thing right now, with all the scary things that's been happening in the world, you know, with the death rate going up. And there's also going to be some resource shortages when it has to come with hidden issues like mental health and addictions and stuff like that. And we're going to have to rely more on ourselves and find ways to connect differently when it comes to those things, because this is just my guess that there's going to be more shortages when it comes to those things. And also, I wanted to say inheritance, like from our previous generations or our ancestors or people who left things behind. There's going to be less of that now. So Taurus North Node is wanting us to rebuild a lot of the things that have been a struggle for us for the last 2 years. The shift is going to happen on January 19th of 2022, and then it's going to last until July 16th of 2023. So from January to July of next year, we're really going to be focused on rebuilding ourselves, rebuilding our communities, because it's been going through a struggle right now. There's not going to be a lot of help from the government, and we're going to have to figure out ways to make up for that and build up the money to restore all of these things, because what we relied on in the past is no longer going to be accessible to us, because there's a shortage with all of our resources. So we're really going to be rebuilding that up, and that's basically what this shift is going to bring us personally and to the world at large. But I did want to say that it's going to differ for you personally depending on where Taurus and Scorpio is in your chart. So you'll have to look at your chart, see what house it's in, and see how it's going to be affecting you personally. And you can plan then. You can see what Scorpio is going to be bringing up for you from whatever house it's in, and you can see where you can build up and be more self-reliant wherever Taurus is in your chart. So yeah, I'm curious about how this is going to affect me because my South Node is in Taurus and my North Node is in Scorpio. And since the nodes have switched, it's going to be, you know, the opposite for me. So I'm curious. So we have to stay tuned for that one. The last thing I wanted to say is that with these signs being fixed, you know, there's going to be a challenge with change. You know, we're so used to maybe going to the bank and getting a loan, but if that's not accessible, we have to figure out how we're going to go about getting that money, or, you know, things that we just were just dependent on and relied on because South Node. But with these signs also being fixed, these changes are not going to be easy for us. It's going to be hard because we're going to be like, well, why can't we just do what we've done? And, you know, spirit and the universe and astrology want us to move forward and be more self-reliant and not depend on whatever we was depending on, whether personally, whether that was some type of attachment you had, some type of stagnant energy. You're going to have to let that go if you want to move forward with the collective, because the energy on earth is ascending, so we have to ascend with it. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a bit challenging for us to let go of certain things, for us to make certain changes within ourselves and with others. It's going to be hard to share at times because there's so much shortage, and we're going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to figure it out. We have a year and a half to, but I just wanted to say that we have to release control in order to go with the flow. Because if you're fighting against the grain, then this is going to be a lot harder for you personally. But if Scorpio is showing you, hey, you need to let this go. Hey, we can't do this anymore. You have to listen to that and let that go. And personally, that has been coming up for me a lot as the nodes get closer to mine. I've been being shown ways that I have to let go and release things, like we all have, definitely with this whole pandemic. You know, we've been shown that we can't depend on certain things anymore. So what are we going to do to change? And that's where the big question is. What are you going to do to change? What are you going to do to be more independent, self-reliant, stable, secure within yourself and your life? And because once you figure that out, you can then spread that to your community, spread that. We can spread it as a collective. We can help one another. But first, we have to start with ourselves and then move forward from then. So I hope this video was helpful in any way. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.